Gacha games, it's sort of the rage nowadays. You can probably think of a bunch of gacha games on top of your head, like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Weathering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. But today's topic is about a gacha game that no one really talks about. Well, I'm not really too sure if no one talks about it, because it's super highly rated and some clips on YouTube has like almost 1 million views. It's called Guardian Tales. Now, I would like to preface this by saying that this is not a sponsored video. You can probably notice that already because I have 0 subscribers. If you want to help that, by the way, you can hit that subscribe button down below. But the reason I want to make this video is to tell people about this game that I really think deserves more recognition. Now, Guardian Tales is a 2D pixel action game about going around the world and assembling the Avengers. I mean champions, assembling the champions. Now you might think that it sounds overdone or it sounds too simple, which technically it is, but I really think that the storytelling and the writing of this game is deserving of more recognition. The combat system in Guardian Tales isn't as complex or as good looking as other games that I mentioned before, so unless you like pixel games, you're probably not gonna like that aspect of it. But I do think that it is simple enough for most people to enjoy. Now, the combat part of this game isn't really the main focus of this video. I think the main selling point of this game is the storytelling and the writing that it provides. Guardian Tales is mainly a comedic game. There's a lot of charming and funny scenes all over the place. The character expressions, the models, even though it's a pixel game, you can see a lot of depth into it. For example, there is a scene where a wooden sign wishes to find a burning passion of love. And our solution? Lighting it on fire, of course. And we got an award for doing so. Nice. And later on, when the passion dies down, you match the same sign with a burning man. What a perfect couple that you force the unsuspecting man into. There is also a lot of references to other franchises like Dragon Ball, Fullmetal Alchemist, Shaolin Soccer, and etc. But it's not a lazy reference, like having a lookalike just placed there, and that's it. All of these references has a twist to it. For example, in the first chapter, there is a reference to Zelda, where we got the Master Sword, but out of nowhere, an enthusiastic blacksmith who loves enhancing equipments ends up breaking the Master Sword. Then, the in-universe Zelda was devastated, but then the blacksmith compromises that by giving her a gun to solve her troubles instead. There's also a Frozen reference where Elsa is in prison and sings about letting her go. Why is she in this prison? Well, just play the game and find out. And you will also be accompanied by the world's cutest cinnamon bun, who I will fight to protect no matter who you are. If you dare to harm her. You can think of her as this game's Paimon, but she is 1,000 times cuter and 1,000 times more worthy of my protection. So you might think that this game is only for laughs, only for goofs, but throughout the story, the dark themes slowly presents themselves. And I should make a warning that these get quite dark, so if you can't handle sensitive topics, I do recommend you to stop this video and leave. So be warned. I don't want to spoil everything because I do want you to experience them on your own, but these are some of the things you should expect from this game if you do continue to play it for a while. This game does involve bullying, death cults, racism, concentration camps, PTSD, and others a lot more. None of these are portrayed in a good way, so Twitter, chill out, okay? Don't cancel this game or me just because this game has sensitive topics. Just because I'm promoting this game doesn't mean I support any of these. And to all of you Honkai Impact 3rd players, this game also has that chapter 9 moment where shit hits the fan. Spoil warning, because I am gonna set up that moment, and I am begging you, if you are intrigued by what I already said, stop this video and play the game for yourself. I really don't want to spoil anything, but I know that some people will not care and continue watching anyways, so last chance before I spoil anything. At the end of a chapter, you are transported to the future by an enemy, and since you are supposed to be the main character, the savior of the world, without you there, things get bad. Really bad. You find yourself in a broken down version of your home, fires everywhere, screamings, enemies all over the place, NPCs who you interacted with before either died or are suffering, and the cinnamon bun, the precious princess that you cared for all game long, has grown up, but she is different from what you thought she would be. For years and years since you left, she's been looking for you, she's been searching all along, she did not give up hope, but time got to her. She now hates you, she thinks you ran away, you abandoned them, you left them to die, to suffer. And the Honkai Impact 3rd reference I made? Yeah, that princess is voiced by Kiana herself, so it hurts me even more. I do recommend you playing this on a Japanese version if possible, because their voice acting is so good. I can't say anything for the English side, but I do know that the Japanese side is super good. So I do recommend you playing it on the Japanese version. But moving on, the future princess brings you back to their place of rest, and there you find out what happens to your companions, or at least what has become of them at least. This chapter really hurt me when I played it. I came to love all the characters, but I feel like I let them down. And I'm just gonna say, I cried, okay? But not for a playable character, but for a side character. A side character! I won't spoil any more than this, cause if any of this does interest you in any sort of way, I really wish you can play it for yourself. Just a warning though, the choices you make along the way does have an effect. Unlike most games where there's like an illusion of choice, this game punishes you for your mistakes. It is a lot more clear in the later chapters where your actions or lack thereof will lead to actual death. You thought you were doing a good thing? Well, you just sent a family to their deaths. You didn't explore the map properly and missed a crucial item? Well, too late now, cause they're dead. You didn't pick the right option to convince a granny to leave? Well, she stays in a building that is currently going through a terrorist attack. I honestly played this game just for the story. A lot of people on YouTube, from what I've saw, they really enjoyed the story and said that things will only get crazier. Even though this is a gacha game, I don't really consider it a gacha game at all. But if you don't like gacha games because you don't want to spend anything on it, I'm just gonna say this game is super free to play friendly. I didn't spend anything and I'm doing completely fine. You get to max your starting characters very easily. You get one of the best healers, best tanks, just by playing the story. You can basically get 10 free pulls each week if you just get a decent rank in PvP, which I'm able to. There are tons of rewards and freebies and systems to help you out there. You don't have to worry about getting copies of a character because as long as you get one of them, you can max them out completely for free, as long as you play certain dungeons. One of the reasons I recommend this is because I think they're running low on funds. They recently brought ads into this game. You don't have to watch any of it, it's just there if you want extra rewards. I'm not sure if this is because they're running low on funds or something, but since it's so free to play friendly, I wouldn't be surprised. But the main reason I want to promote this game is because the later chapters stop having Japanese voiceovers, and I really want to experience the later chapters with the Japanese voiceovers, since I heard that things get crazy. You don't have to spend anything, I just want more people to know about this game. And if you have any other games that you think deserves more recognition, or good games in general, leave them down in the comments below and I'll play them and make a video of them if I like it. I do have 2 more games that I want to talk about in the future, so if you did like this video, consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks.